Ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely amazing. Mitch McConnell sets rules Senate rules for the Senate impeachment trial that Democrats, oh my God, they're so upset. Chuck Schumer is already calling it a cover-up. Oh my goodness, they are absolutely livid. They're so angry. How dare McConnell force these rules upon them? McConnell proposes compressed schedule for impeachment trial. You mean that they can't prolong this for months and months? They can't interfere in the election with their bogus charade of an impeachment trial with weak arguments? These are all the words from Ken Starr and Dershowitz and Sekulow and Trump's legal team, and he added about 5 or 6 congressmen, congresswomen to his team. They are going to absolutely obliterate the Democratic Party's House managers. I guess the Democratic Party case that Trump withheld military assistance, oh my God, from Ukraine. Yes, there's no direct evidence that he was afraid of Joe Biden. And furthermore, President Zelensky and his predecessor, President Poroshenko, the current and the previous president of Ukraine, both stated that there was never any pressure, never any quid pro quo, never any leverage from President Trump. So one would have to assume that the president of Ukraine and the previous leader would have been on board with Democrats. Don't you think that Ukrainian leaders would have stated, yeah, Trump pressured them to investigate the Bidens? And the phone call was with President Zelensky. When asked, it was a couple of times, numerous times, President Zelensky stated there was no leverage, no nothing. Yet Democrats still impeach Trump based on not the words of the president of Ukraine that Trump spoke to. Not his words. The opinions and viewpoints and gossip and hearsay and innuendo and conjecture of disgruntled diplomats who serve at the pleasure of the president. And President Obama's own administration gave one of these impeachment witnesses, Marie Yovanovitch, talking points regarding Hunter Biden. So let's look at this really quickly. I mean, the impeachment witnesses actually worked against the impeachment case. There's no direct evidence Trump withheld military assistance to interfere in the election a year and a half prior to the election. These people have serious eccentricities and neuroses regarding losing. Anyway, McConnell proposes compressed schedule for impeachment trial. House impeachment managers will have 24 hours over 2 days to make their opening arguments when they begin to present their case against President Trump to the Senate Wednesday. According to a resolution circulated by Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, President Trump's team similarly will have 2 days to present their arguments, and then senators will have a chance to ask questions and consider subpoenas of witnesses. We'll have 24 hours over 2 days. So they'll have 1 day, 1 full day. The resolution, as expected, does not require additional witnesses to be subpoenaed and does not allow House prosecutors to admit evidence into the Senate trial record until after opening arguments are heard. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer quickly pushed back and vowed to force votes on amendments. You're not going to force anything. You're the House minority leader. The Senate majority leader runs the show, so they're not going to force anything. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer says Senate McConnell's resolution is nothing short of a national disgrace. This is what Democrats do nowadays, and they've taken the playbook of late 90s Republicans and early 2000s Republicans. The nation, the Constitution, the Republic, the future of the country, all of this, none of this is, the Democratic Party is a political party. It does not correlate. The future of the Democratic Party, its election chances, whether Democrats win or lose, has nothing to do with national security, nothing to do with the Republic, nothing to do with the Constitution, nothing to do with the future of our nation. This is all in their own minds. They have delusions of grandeur. These people have delusions of grandeur that their political party is equal to the future of our nation. It's nonsense. Both sides will have 24 hours to make their first rounds of arguments, the same amount of time House impeachment managers and Bill Clinton's lawyers received in 1999, but on a more compressed time schedule than required more than 20 years ago. The resolution includes language favored by Senator Susan Collins. So, and other GOP moderates requiring a debate and vote on subpoenaing new witnesses. So, Democrats would need 4 Republicans to break ranks for witnesses, and also, they would also demand witnesses. So even Susan Collins and Mitt Romney would be open to witnesses, because Mitt Romney is only looking at 2024 because he wants to run again. But if he has people like Dershowitz and especially Ken Starr is a heavyweight in terms of Clinton past. So Democrats want to duplicate this and make everything morally relative. The problem is the guy who impeached Trump is now defending, the guy who impeached Clinton. You remember what I did? That guy is now defending Trump. So the impeachment of Bill Clinton is now suddenly not morally relative now. Suddenly, that impeachment was warranted. He lied under oath. He obstructed justice. Now, forget about what he did in the Oval Office. He obstructed justice and he lied under oath. Those are legal issues. Those are criminal acts. He was impeached because of criminal acts. Ken Starr is going to let Susan Collins and Murkowski and Romney know, and Lamar Alexander and anyone else who questions whether, they should listen to House witnesses in Bolton and Mulvaney. Trump did not commit a crime. There is no crime in the articles of impeachment. There is no direct evidence that the articles of impeachment are warranted. And furthermore, you don't have, it's just gossip, hearsay, innuendo, conjecture. That's it. That's all you have. You have people's opinions. You don't have a document. You don't have an email. You don't have any type of evidence. Independent. Even the circumstantial evidence is absurd. But you don't have anything linking Trump to an actual crime. House managers will be allowed to begin their arguments 1 p.m. Wednesday. Schumer argues that forcing House managers to cram their opening arguments into a 2-day window will force them to present on the Senate floor well into the evening and possibly past midnight. Also, who cares? Oh my goodness, their bedtime. They won't get enough sleep? Who cares? Who cares? McConnell's resolution stipulates that key facts be delivered in the wee hours of the night simply because he doesn't want the American people to hear them. The American people can hear them. We have something called the internet. Nobody cares. That's the issue. The American people don't care about this because this is not national security. This is the Democratic Party thinking that Trump wanted to interfere in the election. Their whole lives revolve around election interference. That's it. They lost. They cheated Bernie Sanders. They're petrified of being cheated themselves. And what they do is they project their fears. They project their own behavior onto Trump. Well, this is what we would do if we were in Trump's position, and that's why Trump withheld military assistance. It wasn't because, there's two things at play here. One, Biden deserved to be investigated. Okay, that's number one. When people say, the rebuttal is that, Shokin, the prosecutor, should have been fired. Everyone agrees with that. No, that's not how U.S. foreign policy is crafted. Somebody told Biden to fire that guy, or somebody didn't. We need to find out if somebody did or didn't. The burden of proof is on the prosecutor here. The burden of proof is on the Democrats. Democrats have to prove Trump. They impeached Trump. They want to remove Trump from office. Democrats have to prove that he was worried about Biden's no malarkey bus tour and prove that he withheld military assistance simply to interfere in the election. They cannot prove this because they have no direct evidence. Trump doesn't have to prove that Shokin was fired, that the prosecutor was fired. He was fired by Biden. But Biden implicated President Obama. Now you have, so Biden said, well, if you don't believe me, ask the president. The president will tell you. President Obama will tell you. So it's like, we need to find out if that's the case. We need to find out who gave Biden the authority. Who gave Biden the authority? You can't just say that, well, Biden, shouldn't be investigated because he's pure as the driven snow. And it was part of U.S. foreign policy. Well, really, where? Where's the evidence it was part of U.S. foreign policy? Don't give me a news article. Give me some kind of State Department memo, some kind of document from the White House, some kind of order or directive or some kind of, phone conversation, anything from President Obama to Biden. I want to know how did Biden come up with this, where he just decides to fire a prosecutor that day and then threaten them with a quid pro quo? So he threatened Ukrainian officials and said, "You're not going to get $1 billion." So Trump doesn't need to prove anything with Biden. He already engaged in conflicts of interest. It is a conflict of interest to fire a prosecutor looking into the corporation funneling millions to your son. That's a conflict of interest right then and there. Conflict of interest. You can say it was part of U.S. foreign policy, but you would need proof. Okay? And there's already a sworn affidavit from numerous people, that Rudy Giuliani has obtained. One from the prosecutor was fired. Okay. Oh, well, that's just hearsay and gossip. Well, okay, that's the same reasoning. The same reasoning that Democrats utilized to go after Trump. Well, look at all of these. Impeachment witnesses, what they said about Trump. Oh my goodness. So, we have to impeach him based on what these people have stated. What about based on what the Ukrainian officials have stated about Biden? You don't want to go there? Oh, okay. Well, too bad. The GOP aide explained McConnell did this in response to Trump's lawyers not having an opportunity to cross-examine witnesses at the House hearings. The White House was denied due process throughout 12 weeks of partisan House proceedings. So why didn't they allow White House attorneys to cross-examine? Oh, that's right. Because the whole thing was a show trial. The whole thing was simply an attempt to make Trump look bad. And of course, you have Biden and Democrats. They're never asked tough questions. They're never grilled. They're never asked simple. Well, it's not even tough questions. Simple questions like, "Oh, by the way, did you fire that prosecutor to help your son who was on the board of directors?" That's a simple question. But really quickly, trying to find this. It's taking a million years to get to this. So I'm trying to find the actual here. This is Joe Biden. Joe Biden bragging about. Oh my God, it's taking forever. Bragging about firing the prosecutor. So check this out.
And that is, I'm desperately concerned about the...
Lord. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's just finish this. So Schumer called on moderate Republican colleagues to consider McConnell's aggressive timeline. So what they want to do is simply prolong everything. He's giving them like a day, not even a day.
Backsliding on the part of...
Oh my God, it's taking forever. I don't know why it's taking forever. The computer has these updates, and the updates ruin everything. Absolutely everything. Anyway, I've talked about this endless times on this channel and also H.A. Goodman's other channel. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel. You have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where Vice President Biden has stated that President Obama gave him the authority to fire a Ukrainian prosecutor. Okay, we have no evidence of this. And so, of course, this thing is buffering, which is hilarious. And this computer is somewhat new. These updates are, driving me nuts on this computer. But anyway, give me your thoughts below. They're forcing McConnell's forcing Democrats to speed up their case against Trump. They have no case against Trump, and it's driving them nuts because all they had is public relations, and they won't be able to utilize that because they only have 24 hours to state their case. Give me within 2 days. Give me your thoughts below. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. This is hilarious. If you want to support my voice long term, my Patreon link is below in the pinned comment and the description. Thank you.